One of them is that a lot of folks on Wall Street are extremely conservative and just don't want to be wrong. They're like petrified of mistakes. They'd rather underestimate and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they're basically just, I don't want to be so demeaning, but in general, they're a gigantic bunch of pussies. It's just groupthink. And like, you don't want to be that crazy analyst who says something like, imagine you are Kathy Wood of ARK, but you're an analyst. You get laughed out of your job. You never get hired again on Wall Street, right? And then next minute, you're right. But there's also, I think, a lot of the training where it's just like these guys and girls just can't get out of cell D39 in their spreadsheet. That's a car company. I've seen it 1,000 times. They just project into the paradigm, that sort of model they've got in their head of that's what that is. And I don't know, it's kind of like if you do the same thing enough, you just get a little bit intellectually lazy. And a lot of analysts don't actually see Tesla for what it is. And they can't even see that there's stuff that they can't see. They're just completely blind to the additional stuff. And also just being very conservative. And I think most analysts are just reasoning by analogy on Tesla, which is the wrong way to go. You really got to think about the company, not how's it compared to this, that, or the other. Yeah, it's as simple as that. And I think there are some analysts, honestly, who are a lot smarter than you might see from their public commentary. But they don't, like I said, they don't want to get laughed off Wall Street. You know, they don't want to say something where their peers are just completely, and it doesn't play out for 5 or 10 years because no one's going to remember what they said in 5 or 10 years' time anyway. There's also, I think, a very short-term focus with Wall Street. It's almost like a lot of the analysts see themselves as reporters. They're telling you what already happened. Like Tesla had a better than expected quarter. Right. We're raising a price target. Whereas there's not a lot of proactivity. Like this is where we see the company going, hey, that's the way that Wall Street is. It is what it is. Right. But yeah, right. The mental models, I think that most of the sort of traditionally finance trained people on Wall Street have oftentimes are preventing them from seeing what's there. And there's a short-term focus as well and just being scared to go out on a limb.